Alrighty, so this book is on leaders eating last and is written by Simon Sinek. So first of all, we'll cover the introduction and then the focus on trust and collaboration, leading by example, strengthening company culture, inspiration for long-term impacts, and the relevance as well to the company's goals. So first off is introduction to Simon Sinek's Leaders Eating Last. So his book is ideal in energizing and motivating division leaders, especially in the context of a company retreat, focused on aligning leadership with the goals and preparing for a better and more promising budget year. Simon Sinek, Leaders Eating Last, gives a lot of military examples on servant leadership, and it's very focused on that style of leadership and using the Marines as an example of uh, leadership and how that works and motivating uh, their team. So it pretty much speaks directly to the concept of leadership as a means of service and not just authority, which resonates with leaders that are trying to inspire and engage their teams, which is what is, you would want to do. So the first thing that really needs to work on is a focus on trust and collaboration. So the best leaders that from Sinek that he argues create environments of trust, safety, and collaboration. And where that thrives, that's where you'll really see the difference. So division leaders will find this very powerful as it reinforces the importance of leading with empathy and understanding to foster collaboration across all the departments. In settings like a company retreat, where connecting and building relationships are key and is the main focus of the event, it will really help leaders to understand the impact of trust on the productivity and morale of their teams. So that'll really highlight that. Next, we have leading by example. Sinek's central thesis is that effective leaders uh, prioritize, the well-being of their teams, and that is that leaders eat last. That's the theme of that. So leaders should focus on serving their team members, supporting them, and creating conditions where people will feel valued and motivated. So division leaders should adopt the mindset so that they understand the role isn't just to direct, but to empower, protect, and uplift. So the retreat setting again is perfect time for division leaders to reflect on this and then internalize and commit that to their philosophy of leaders eating last. When you commit to that philosophy and then you need to apply it. So it's not just when in a setting like this where the focus is on providing that example and showing that in leadership retreats so all the divisions can see. So it's very important to, you know, emphasize that. So then we get into strengthening the company culture, which again is where employees feel secure and connected. And it emphasizes again the importance of creating the strong company culture when employees feel that security and that connection to their leaders. So division leaders again need to take this message and use it to nurture their own team cultures so that the company's vision to become the industry leader comes to life, because a vision doesn't just come to life all on its own. So they will be energized in that they hold that power to shape their team's environment and leading it to a higher engagement and higher performance in their teams because they see that they hold that power and use that power for the greater good, especially in that organization. So the next thing we've got, is inspiration for long-term impact. So Sinek's focus on importance of purpose-driven leadership is very crucial to motivate leaders to think beyond just the short term, because a lot of companies just like, let's reach our quarterly sales, and they don't get further beyond that. So it's very crucial to think beyond that short term of quarterly and focus more on the long term. So think beyond that short term, and since the company is looking to position itself as an industry leader, it should encourage to lead with a long-term vision in mind, with focus on commitment and loyalty and alignment of the organizational goals. So you need to make sure that every time when you engage in this behavior that it re-emphasizes and it doesn't go back to that short-term thinking, say quarterly, which is very detrimental if you're trying to reach a long-term vision, especially if that's not aligned correctly. So the relevance to company's goals. So the company is looking forward to an exciting industry or exciting future of potentially leading an industry, and leaders eating last ties into leadership success with ability to inspire trust and commitment. So trust and commitment is what brings that, like the circle of safety that Sinek talks about being making sure you keep your team, like protect them from the challenges outside of them. Protecting them, giving them that safety will allow them to explore other things to make the team more productive and excuse me, more productive and being able to think outside and to really work on the company's goals and to actually achieve them, right? So the two qualities that are really essential that the book helps create a foundation of collaboration and unity that can drive the company's vision forward. So the two qualities that brings forward when you look at that um, is it really helps to scale and position a company to become the industry leader. So if by trust and commitment, by giving employees that trust and them committing back to you, you are able to scale and position your company because you know your employees have a long-term vision in mind. So they're willing to go that extra mile to make sure that your company is going to achieve those goals. So you're going to motivate your division leaders to adopt the servant leadership mindset of you know, putting themselves last and putting their team first so that they feel that circle of safety and protection that they normally wouldn't have. So it really helps to create that foundation again of collaboration and unity. So it's really a big circle, and the circle of safety and everything else being a circle. That's really what it is. So leadership and their teams go hand in hand. So you really want to make sure that both of them align well. So really, if you adopt the principles in this book, the division leaders will really be better equipped to guide their teams with the empathy and the sense of shared purpose that will be needed and definitely will ultimately drive the company towards its very ambitious goals of being an industry leader. So you want to adopt these principles and you want to put them into practice by doing all of these things by leading by example, by strengthening the company culture, because you model the talk really, and your focus on the trust will really help to show that leadership is taking this seriously and that the long-term impact of this is going to be that they will become an industry leader. So that's what you want to do. You want to promote that behavior. So Simon Sinek's book of Leaders Eating Last really promotes that behavior.